Hi guys and welcome back to our channel. We hope you all are safe and doing well. Do get vaccinated when you get a chance to help our country tide over this pandemic. Today's video is going to be about airport markings and lightings. To get started, the rules are laid out by ICAO, International Civil Aviation Organization, a United Nations body based in Montreal, Canada. All the instructions are written down in Annexure 14 titled Aerodromes. This annexure sets out recommendations which the contracting states undertake and apply to the airports in their respective countries. What are some of the airport lightings and markings? Stay tuned to find out.
Okay, let's look at runway markings. The first marking is the runway hold short line. This is before you enter the runway at the end of the connecting taxiway. This has two solid lines and two dashed lines. The rule is that if you're on the solid side of the line, you can't cross it without permission from the controller. While if you're on the dash side, you can cross it without permission. The next marking is the runway threshold. This is the beginning or the first point of the runway usable for landing. The runway threshold has stripes parallel to each other on either side of the runway center line. With the number of stripes, you can tell how wide the runway is. So if you have 2 stripes on either side of total 4 stripes, the runway is 60 feet. If you have 6 stripes, the runway is 75 feet. And if you have 8 stripes, the runway is 100 feet. Next is the runway number. These are right after the threshold, and this is basically the magnetic direction you'll be facing when you're using that runway. So if you're facing in the direction 320, then your runway number will be 32. Next is the touchdown zone marking. This is 500 feet from the runway threshold, and this is the first intended point of contact between the aircraft and the runway while landing. This is made to give a good safe margin so you don't undershoot the runway while landing. The next marking are the 1000-foot markers. They are 1000 feet from the runway threshold. They are also called the aiming point markers, as they are used to give a good point to aim at for pilots while landing. You should always try to land on or slightly beyond these.
Oxford 5147, left close traffic approved. Left close traffic approved, Oxford 5147.
Do you know how far down the runway lights change from white to yellow to red? Here's all about runway lighting that you should know about. The runway edge lights are white in color. Or instrument runways, yellow replaces white on the last 2000 feet or half of the runway length, whichever is less. The runway centerline lights are white until the last 3000 feet of the runway. These lights begin to alternate with red for the next 2000 feet, and for the last 1000 feet of the runway, all centerline lights are red. In this picture, you will be able to see it more clearly. Here we are taxiing back to the apron. Taxiway edge lights are always blue, and taxiways at major airports may have centerline lights which are always green in color. This is the best way to distinguish the surface from a runway. In this clip, we see approach lighting system and the threshold lights of the approach end, which are green in color for LAX airport in California, United States. We have different instrument approach lighting systems for different weather conditions. If you want to know more about these systems, let us know in the comments and we'll explain it in our upcoming videos. Now before you leave, to keep you busy, here's a question related to runway markings. Which is the only airport in the world to have reversed hold short markings, and why? If you know the answer, message us on our Instagram page. Stay tuned to know the name of the airport. Till then, like, share and subscribe. And remember, a good pilot is always learning.
To feel